Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TQM Trims up here in my office again. So this episode is airing at a little bit of a different time, and I sort of explained that in the last episode, which was very short. So this past week, me and Becca were out west in order to visit various national parks in Utah and in Arizona. We arrived back home late yesterday at about 11 o'clock at night or so. I didn't get home till just about midnight. So it was a pretty busy week, which is why I wasn't able to record the video on Saturday and upload on Sunday like I usually do. But here we are today in order to see if I met my end of the month goal, which was to be less than 280 pounds by the end of September. So this trip actually rolled into October. We came back on the 6th, so I sort of adjusted it to be below 280 pounds at the end of the trip. So I weighed myself early this morning before going into work, and I am 277.1 pounds. So I weighed myself before heading out to Las Vegas where we started our trip, and I was 282.4 pounds, I believe, somewhere around there, maybe 282.7, something like that. I'd have to relook, but I have lost just over 5 pounds over the course of that past week. So basically what we did for this trip is we went to different national parks each day. So that was like, we went to Zion, Bryce Canyon, the Grand Canyon, Monument Valley, Arches in Utah, several different national parks over the course of the week. And at each of these, we tried to do a good bit of hiking, and another focus for me at least was doing photography. And it's just nice being out and exploring nature and all of that. It was really pretty. All of the parks were beautiful. We had great weather the whole time. And if you'd like to see more about our trip, I will actually be glued up in this office for the next couple of weeks editing photos from that trip, which you can find on my Instagram, which is down below. I will also have vlogs coming up for TQM Travels, documenting all of our adventures from that week. So you can check those out as well, as they are released on this channel. So if you aren't yet, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification icon so you can be notified when those episodes are released. But just as a quick summary, obviously over that past week, I was able to meet my exercise goal because we hiked every single day of that trip, at least some amount. I think the least hiking that we did, there were a couple days where we had to do a lot of driving in between different parks, but we still were able to do at least 4 miles of walking or hiking pretty much every day. Even on Sunday, where we were just in Salt Lake City, we hung out with some of my friends and explored a little bit of downtown, and we still walked 4 miles for that day. I think that was about the lowest we went, and over the course of that past week, we totaled about 59 miles of hiking, maybe a little bit over that, over the course of the week, and it felt really awesome. It was really nice doing a lot of hiking. Again, we had beautiful weather because it's just turning into fall, so we had some pretty warm days, and the evenings and the mornings were a little bit cooler, so we had a nice balance of weather that wasn't too hot or really wasn't too cold. And it was a really great trip, so definitely be sure to check out those TQM Travels episodes for that. The other focus that I had on the trip was also my diet. I wouldn't say I was focused on my diet per se, but I definitely kept it in the back of my mind. So I didn't generally eat like 3 large meals over the course of the day. In general, we really only ate 2 meals, either breakfast and dinner or lunch and dinner. And that's really it. Now, some of those meals were definitely larger than I would have usually eaten back at home, and that's just because we would spend the day hiking and I was just super hungry. Especially there was one day where we went to Bryce Canyon. We did a pretty strenuous hike that had a lot of verticality, and both of us were exhausted, and we get to a Subway, which is pretty much the only restaurant in the area, and I ate an entire Subway sandwich, which I think now back at home I probably would have only eaten half or so, but there were times where I did still keep my diet in mind because, for example, on the very first night when we get into, where were we staying? That was in the St. George area, which was near Zion National Park. We drove from the park over to an Olive Garden in order to get dinner because that's something we both were craving. We just wanted some carbohydrates. But I actually only ate half of my pasta because I knew it was probably a bad idea to eat the entire bowl of pasta. So I ate the other half later the next day for dinner. So I tried to keep that in mind over the course of the week as well, and it paid off. Again, I lost just over 5 pounds over the course of that 1 week, and I did hit my goal of hitting below 280 pounds. So with that being said, today I did not really do any exercise. I did still focus on my dieting because we went out to dinner today and I ate half of my food rather than eating on my entire meal. and I ate a fairly reasonably sized lunch. So I think I'm doing okay on my diet today so far, but I didn't do any exercise. And I'm just sort of treating it as a rest day because we did do a lot of hiking and walking over the course of the past week. So it was a lot more strenuous than I'm used to, but I do feel good. I don't have any like leg cramps or muscle cramps or anything. I didn't feel super exhausted or winded over the course of the hike. So I definitely can feel my endurance and my cardiovascular activity sort of being able to rise up. So I guess I'll sort of talk about my goals for the end of this month. I think I'm going to shoot, I really want to shoot for 265. Now I know that's pretty big. It's a little over 10 pounds, which this past month I just made it to lose 10 pounds, but I really want to push myself. I'm sort of torn between setting it at 265 or 270 because 270 seems like it's not enough because again, I did lose 10 pounds this month. I can definitely lose 7 pounds the next month, I feel. So I think I'm going to go big and shoot for 265. Now, realistically, if I hit 270, I'm still going to be very happy with myself. But if I can reach 265 by the end of this month, I will be so happy. And it just means that I'm really pushing myself hard during this next month. And I think that's something that I can do. So with that being said, then that means I'm going to have to push myself a little bit harder with my exercise and my dieting over the course of this month. So I think I said this last month and I never did it, but this is the month that I'm going to have to sign up for a gym, I think, in order to sort of have a variety of exercises, because I know for a fact towards the end of the month when I was just going out for walks and things like that, I was just getting tired of doing it. It's just sort of a repetitive activity. So I think I need to increase the variety in order to just, keep myself more interested in doing these sorts of physical activities. But even with that, I'm still going to be doing things like going out for walks, but I'm also going to try to incorporate some more jogging and running into that as well. And another reason for that is later next month, Lisa and I will be doing a 5K down here in Atlanta. So I need to sort of train, not really train, but just I would like to improve my 5K times as well, because right now we're sitting at about 50 minutes or so because we do a lot of walking during our 5Ks. I would like to increase the amount of running that I'm doing during those races. So I'm going to be increasing how strenuous my cardio activities are going to be by not just doing some walks, but also incorporating that running. And I think especially after all of this hiking that I did, again, my stamina is increasing. I think I can do a little bit more cardio and more rigorous cardio with that. So I'm going to try to increase the intensity this week as well. And we'll see how that goes. And as far as diet's concerned, really, it's just sort of the same. I actually can feel myself not really making as much of a conscious effort of eating less food as much as I just physically can't eat as much food now. So I was getting full a lot earlier, and with that, I would just stop myself from eating because it was starting to get uncomfortable, and I was like, oh, this is a lot less food than I normally would have eaten. So I'm getting to a point now where my diet is becoming easier just because I physically can't eat as much food as I used to before. So that I'm definitely happy with, and it's still something that I will be focused on as well over the course of this next month. So that's really, I think, my plan for this month. I'm going to shoot for 265 pounds as my new goal for the end of October. We'll see if I'm able to hit that or not. So that's where I'll call it the end of this episode. Everybody, as always, thank you so much for all of the support that I've been getting from both online viewers and friends in real life. I appreciate everyone giving me all of these great comments and encouraging me to keep up with my weight loss plan. I really, really appreciate it. All of your support is definitely helping me continue on with this journey. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Cheers.